Hello everybody and welcome to Full Throttle Drive. Thank you as always for joining me. So have you ever read one of those articles talking about different car hacks? The type of hacks that are supposed to make your life better and just overall easier. Well, I've read quite a few of those over the years, and I actually read a brand new one the other day, and it got me thinking, just how viable are these car hacks? They sound really great in theory, but when tested, do they really work? Well, I thought that's exactly what we'd do in today's video. So we're going to test 3 different car hacks, and the very first one is a pretty simple one, but it could be very effective. Now, I've never tested any of these, so what you guys are gonna see today is whether they really work, and I'm just gonna try my best to make them work. Now, this very first one is gonna deal with the oxidation of headlights. Now, this is my 2006 Acura TL, and it is over 10 years old, and you're starting to see a lot of headlight oxidation, and you can see where it's getting a nice film on the outside. Now, one of the car hacks that I've read in the article is talking about taking toothpaste and cleaning that oxidation. And so I've never done this before, and I'm really intrigued to see how well this works. So for this first hack, you're gonna need 5 different things. First, we're gonna take masking tape, then any type of toothpaste. I have some Crest here, a towel, some soap, and a bowl of water. What we're gonna first do is they say you need to clean the headlight. So that's where you're actually gonna take a little bit of water, you're gonna dampen the side of the cloth here. We're gonna wipe down the headlight. So as you can see the oxidation on here. So we're gonna first clean the area where we're gonna do the application to. Try and get it nice and clean, maybe dry it a little bit. And then we're gonna add a little bit of soap, just a little bit, and maybe kind of do this, and then we're gonna apply this. And again, trying to clean the surface as best as possible. This is the prep that you need to do. Then again, dampen the cloth, and make sure you remove all of the soap that's remaining. Now that we've done that, you can actually see a little bit of the oxidation actually looks removed, but that's not the main of it. We want more than that to be taken off. So then the final piece of prepping is actually taking some masking tape and covering the prep area, because we don't want any toothpaste or anything to be reaching those areas. So as you can see, it doesn't have to be perfect, but again, the point is to kind of protect the area around it. So the next thing is to actually get to it. So we're gonna take a little bit of toothpaste, we're gonna put it on the towel, and we're gonna start applying. Now, nothing actually says how much as far as toothpaste you're supposed to apply, just enough to get a nice little layer put on there. But I believe you want to kind of give it a nice amount of force as you do so. You're starting to see the toothpaste kind of get built on there. We're going to go all the way around. And then we're gonna let it sit for 5 minutes. All right, so it's been 5 minutes, and as you can see, I actually added off camera a little bit more toothpaste and did a little bit more scrubbing. So it's had time to go ahead and soak in, and we're gonna see just how well of a job it did. So again, we're gonna wet down our towel, and we're gonna come in here and we're gonna start really scrubbing to get that toothpaste off. Then you want to dry the headlight. So I've gone ahead and finished drying the headlight, and it looks pretty good. I wouldn't say 100% perfect, but significantly better than before. And you're actually gonna see some before and after pictures. I have my other headlight that I have not done yet, and it definitely is improved. Now, I don't know if that is just from the scrubbing or if it really is the toothpaste, but whatever the case is, this definitely has worked. So I certainly will give some credit to this hack. The second hack we're gonna talk about revolves around food. So if you've ever gone and picked up carryout and you were very far away from home, say it was a 20 or 25-minute drive to the restaurant of your choice, you know that that drive home is ticking time away from the heat of your food. So supposedly, if you have heated seats, you can use them to your advantage. And what you can do is put them on high and put food in your seat, and that will actually keep it warmer. Now, I thought about how we could really test this, and obviously you could test it with pizza, but I thought a fun way would be is we're actually going to put some water. We're gonna boil water to a certain temperature, and I'll make sure that it's the same for both times we test it. And the first time is we're gonna sit it in my car for 20 minutes, and we're gonna then test the temperature after 20 minutes. We'll then do the exact same setup, and then we will actually turn the seat heater on high, and we'll again leave it for 20 minutes. We'll then test the temperature as we did in the first phase and see what the discrepancy is between the two temperatures. It'll be really interesting to see just how well the seat heater works, and I'm guessing it also depends on how strong your seat heater is, but I have pretty good seat heaters, so let's give it a try and see what we come up with. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes, and what we are going to do is we're gonna actually take the temperature. Now, it was 125 degrees, so 20 minutes later, let's check and see what the temperature has remained. So it looks like after about 20 minutes of sitting in the seat with no seat heater and no climate control on, we're at about 110 degrees. And I can actually see the temperature slowly falling. We're about to pass to 109 degrees. So it is falling, especially with the lid off. I'm assuming if we had left the lid off, it'd be much cooler than this. But we're gonna leave the lid on since you obviously keep lid on your food. So that's interesting. So it looks like we lost a little over 15 degrees over that 20-minute period. So just out of curiosity, I wanted to use my infrared thermometer, and I actually hit this before I turned the heated seat on. But as you can see, where the seat is not heated is about 60 degrees. That's what I was showing earlier. But where it is heated is showing closer in some parts to 80 degrees. So there is about a 15 to almost 20 degree difference. I saw 80 at one point, but maybe about 75 to 76 degrees. So you can see that the heat is going to be transferred at a higher heat temperature than if there was no heat seater on. So we refilled the tub of water, made sure it's the same amount of water, and it is again to 125 degrees. And then we've set it on the seat heater. So we will leave there for 20 minutes. I've also got the climate control off in the vehicle, so nothing should be running that's any different than the previous trial where we had no seat heater on. So we'll revisit this in 20 minutes and check the temperature. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes, and with the seat heater on, we're gonna check the temperature. Okay, so it looks like we're topping out at 115 degrees. So we actually only lost 10 degrees instead of 15 degrees. And it looks like it's staying steady there. So it does look like we're seeing a 5-degree difference. Now, again, if it was a warmer item, the difference may be even more. But that's actually good to know. So all in all, it looks like that might actually work if you have to drive an extended period of time after you, say, pick up some food or drinks that need to stay heated. Now, we tried our very best to keep everything the same for both scenarios. Of course, there was going to be maybe a slight difference, but we kept the same amount of water, the same temperature, and tried to keep all the other aspects the same. So take it with a grain of salt, but that is what we found for the second car hack. Now, the third and final car hack we're going to talk about is all about saving money. Now, everybody's got smartphones these days, and a lot of times you actually use them as a GPS. And you can buy those nice fancy different types of suction cups that hold your different phones and whatnot up on the dash, or they even have vent holders for your iPhone or Samsung Galaxy. However, if you don't want to spend the money, there is a car hack, and supposedly what you can do is run a rubber band through your vent, and then you can connect it to each end of your phone and it will hold it there. I actually only have, other than my cup holders, one other spot to keep my phone, and it's kind of down here. But actually, if I'm changing from park to drive and drive back to park, it can be quite daunting with that phone jammed in there. So this would actually be a great thing for me if I didn't want to spend the money on buying a holder on the vent. So we're going to actually test this and see what we come up with. So I'm not really sure how hard this is going to be because it kind of looks hard. I don't know how you're supposed to feed it back through on the vent because I can see it coming down a little bit, but this is kind of going to be tough. And again, we've never tested these, so I don't really know what to expect. See, I can see it down there, but I don't know how I'm supposed to get... I'm guessing you need something to actually pull it through or pull it down. Okay, so we're back, and I have something hopefully that I can use to maybe grab the edge of the rubber band and pull it through. You're gonna need something. I'm even thinking maybe a paper clip with a little bit of hook on there would actually pull it back through nicely, but we're gonna try this. Okay, and just like that, we will pull it through. And now we have both edges, and again, I probably wouldn't recommend using scissors because you can cut the rubber band, but that's all I had at the moment, so it worked if you were really careful with it. So now we have both edges, and if I take my phone, you can actually leave it up there. Now I think you can actually situate it maybe a little bit better if you wanted to. And it's going to depend on your vents, the way they're styled. Maybe a different, larger vent might be easier to grab it, but this does seem to work. And the nice thing is it's not going to go anywhere. The rubber band around the phone is definitely keeping it securely held there. So it's a pretty kind of knockoff way to keep your phone in place, but it would certainly work, and then you could actually have your charging cord still there. It doesn't look like it would affect. I can still touch all of my buttons and have no problem at all using it. So this actually is not a bad little hack. And it's not too expensive to actually buy these little phone holders that clip to your air vents, but this is a pretty cheap and ingenious way, especially if you're on a road trip and you've forgotten and you don't want to stop and buy one. This would be a good way to keep your phone on the dash, kind of sitting right here at a nice angle for you to view, not in your hand, so you're not texting. It would keep you from texting, but you could also have your GPS going at the same time. Not a bad deal at all. So those are the 3 different hacks that we wanted to try, and honestly, we were surprised. I think they worked better than we were truly thinking. The first one about the oxidation on the headlights, it worked probably the best out of the 3 different hacks. I really was thoroughly impressed. The difference between the before and after, as you guys saw, was quite a bit. And as I was looking around the car just a moment ago, it really is night and day between the one that I use the toothpaste on and the one I haven't worked on yet. So definitely something to think about as you guys are, trying to maybe use these hacks going into the future. The second one, as far as the temperature using the heated seat, I could definitely see how it could work. The trial that we did definitely had a difference in the heat temperatures. However, it was kind of hard to tell. We probably could do some more testing on that, but unfortunately that was all the time we really had for that different hack. Now the third one will definitely work. I'm not really sure whether you would want to use that over just buying an air vent holder or a suction cup mount for your phone, but it certainly would work, especially as a last minute makeshift use. What are your guys' thoughts though on these hacks? Did you guys enjoy them? Did you think they worked? Is there any other hacks that you guys are aware of? Drop them in the comments below. And if you guys really enjoyed this video, please help support us and hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you if you're a longtime subscriber. We truly appreciate your support. Make sure you also hit that little bell notification in the bottom right hand corner so you can stay up to date on all of our latest videos. Again, as I've told you guys guys many times, we're about to start a new huge project with my Audi R8, as well as possibly another project on finding a new car to enter the garage. So make sure you stay up to date with that. And as always, you all take care. I'll see you next video.